Why don't people realise that we got Brexit done 31st of January 2020? My name's Mike Cashman. If you find these videos interesting or useful, please subscribe to the channel. So that's what I was asked. Why don't pro-EU people realise that Brexit was done 31st of January 2020? It's over. It's finished. That's what I was asked. Now, it turns out that this can be clarified just by a pure question of definition. The person who wrote that made the point that the step was irrevocable. Britain was no longer part of the European Union, and so Brexit was done. Now, if we define Brexit being done as some signatures on a piece of paper, then yes, indeed, Brexit was done. If we took a kind of more responsible view of Brexit as effectively a business operation change, treating the UK as a conglomerate of or collection of businesses, then getting Brexit done involved more than signing a piece of paper. So I could read from the Government Guide to Programme Management. A change programme helps to move the business forward from the current business operation to the improved business operation. Implementing the programme will require planning of the transition from the current operation to the new operations. Planning includes introduction of new facilities and staff behaviours, training, changes in organisation, capture of historical information, deployment of new working practices, phasing and handover. All these are necessary if you're actually seeking to get any benefit from the change. The analogy is not perfect, it's an analogy, but I think we can learn from it. So if we're arguing about whether Brexit is done or not, we could use two different terms. We could say, is the Brexit withdrawal agreement signed? The answer to that is yes, 31st of January 2020. We could say, is the Brexit transition to operating under Brexit conditions complete? The answer to that is very obviously no. On Question Time, a comedian whose name I forget, somebody may remind me, said, you said that you wanted to put Brexit to bed. Actually, it seems to have got up and is running around the house shouting. Here's another analogy. Suppose that you're moving house and you sign a contract to confirm that you're buying the new house and selling your existing one. At that point, the step is irrevocable. Now, this is an analogy. It's not a perfect analogy because it's an analogy, but we can learn something from that. At that point, the step, yes, is irrevocable. Have you got the house move done at that point? You could say, well, there's no going back, so we've got the house move done. But what would be sensible, bearing in mind that you've now got a period in which nothing really has changed, you're still living where you are, but you know you're on a path to a change, it would be sensible actually before you signed the contract to have done some assessment of the change, to have done some consultation with the people who are involved. What's going to go where? Are you happy that that's your bedroom? Do you think that this will work? Will you still be able to get to work from this new location? And so on. You can leave all those questions until after you've signed to say that you're making the move. It's not very sensible. And in the case of the UK government, it's not very sensible to do virtually no consultation, no impact assessment before signing the step, but it is possible. It's not responsible. And I think it's interesting because the comments that people make in these videos reveal some of the fallacies behind Brexit. So, Brexit was done on 31st of January 2020. Well, if we take Brexit as done, meaning the withdrawal agreement was signed, then yes, that's a true statement. Whether it's a useful one or not is another question. If one accepts that there is any use or purpose to Brexit, then the purpose must be to achieve a new set of business operations for the UK. Not just business, it affects cooperation in other spheres as well. But getting Brexit done sensibly, usefully, beneficially getting the Brexit transition done must include moving over to new ways of operation. And the fact that people can be apparently content with something as simplistic as we've signed a piece of paper and haven't really achieved anything is an indication of the shallowness of the Brexit objective. Now, of course, that was obvious all the time in the simple slogan, "Get Brexit done." No talk of where Brexit was going to get to, of what it was going to achieve, but simply the reference to the deed being done and, according to supporters of it, simply the reference to that piece of paper being signed. Very shallow, very irresponsible, not taking account of the impact on the UK, but that's the Tory approach. If you found this useful, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.